I would see continuing with this whole experiential loyalty, moving away from transactional loyalty into experiential loyalty more and more. And I think that a lot of the airlines are also and hotels as well expanding their travel or their ecosystem of partners because most of these are delivered also through partners. So I think we'll continue to just see that expansion of partnerships. I think for airlines, the whole focus on experiential loyalty, as I mentioned. And then, as I said, AI concepts coming to maturity in some way, both on the B2C, but also in the what I call the B2E to C, which is truly the employees being empowered more, especially in our contact center or touch points, with tools that can help them navigate sometimes the complexity of the programs and helping interact better and engage with our members and customers that come into our network. So yeah, so these are, I mean, two or three maybe trends that I see coming in 2026. A challenge that is at the same time a challenge and an opportunity. It's at least for the airlines in particular, we've seen load factors that we've never seen before, peaking as well. So access to premium cabin is becoming a bit of a challenge. And so and access to that inventory, I think, is very important for a program like ours that is aspirational in nature and truly upgrades, constitute the biggest and classic rewards for premium cabin constitute, I think, the biggest attraction of the program. That has been a challenge in some way. The opportunity for me is to try to recenter ourselves around, creating more exclusivity around the program as well. So especially in our premium tiers, some of these benefits should be exclusively maybe available to our premium travelers who are most loyal to us, and not so much the opportunistic travelers that come to our mix. So you've seen us, for example, this year restricting first class access from a reward perspective to our silver and above, so our premium members. I think that serves two things. One, as I said, premium cabin has high demand now, but we wanted to just reserve those seats and ensure that we protect those seats for our most loyal passengers. So there will be an aspect, I think, of exclusivity that will come into play in some way or fashion, as we're offering members more ways to earn. We need to also protect the integrity of the burn as well by just ensuring that there is access for the members who are mostly loyal to our programs.
If you have asked me this question like 5 years ago, my response would be definitely different from whatever to what. 5 years ago, the markets in the region were not mature enough to perceive the importance of loyalty programs. So the biggest opportunity for loyalty programs, I think, in 2026 is the deeper personalization across the industry and collaborations. Now, many programs works together. And leveraging the AI, I would say, to deliver more predictive and seamless customer journeys. There are also strong potentials in experiential rewarding and more focus on the rewards and value-driven engagements. We don't post to post. We don't do promotions to do promotions. We don't just take the leftovers and give people points to give points. We do that to engage with our brands more and then give our programs more credibility and also significantly, I would say, diagnosed our position in the market toward other brands or competitors or even toward other programs.
I suspect that we're going to see more of a focus. I think you're going to see additional ways to leverage the emotional pull of status. I think that's becoming one of the bigger differentiators. And whether there's revenue components or whether the thresholds are re-weighted to take into consideration the additional ways that you can earn status. I think that is like we just saw with Hilton, and like American did a few years ago, and I think we're gonna look at how we can ensure that it's our ranks are filled with the right kinds of customers that we want. Um, it's not necessarily negative; it might just be a change. So I think that will come. And then secondly, I think the big one is a continued focus on personalization and AI. I think, more broadly in the commercial space, airlines are starting to realize that they have to deal with agentic AI and what that means. Because I think if you go to ChatGPT and ask, booking a flight to, wherever, you can watch in real time as the agent tries to book on the airline websites, and then as it fails, and then it tries to, uh, one OTA, and then it fails, and then it books at another OTA. And ultimately it books what ultimately should have been direct, right? And so I think for us, the scary part is how do we keep control of the customer? And I mean that both in the loyalty space, but also in the commercial space as an airline. But can you leverage loyalty to encourage booking direct? I think you might see more and more of that, because ultimately, if airlines don't react to ensure that their websites are consumable by agents, and maybe it's not in the next 12 months, but certainly probably in the next 24 to 36 months, you're going to see more and more of this. Then it means that if all of the work that we're building things like bundles and different fare brands and all of this, if you end up saying booking a flight to wherever, if I as an airline can consume the knowledge about you that I have or that the agent has to serve you the right product, you're not going to see any of the different fare families or the different bundles. You're not going to see all the different ancillaries that I offer. So how do I incentivize you to come to my site, right? And if we miss this moment as an airline, we're handing it over, yet again to the OTAs, where if they are much better prepared to deal with agents, it means that you're going to look in ChatGPT, who's going to redirect you to, booking.com or trip.com or Expedia, who's then going to book a flight ultimately. So with all due respect to our OTA partners, and I would prefer they come direct, right? And so I think that's what loyalty is going to be, can be used as an additional carrot is to encourage more and more direct bookings, similar to what you've seen with hotels, where you've seen almost all the hotel programs that I'm familiar with essentially say, unless you book direct, no points for you, no night credits for you, no lead benefits for you. So no airline has gone that far. American tried, they had to walk it back. So I don't know if we're there yet, but it does kind of illustrate the power the loyalty programs have, and also the customer reaction when you make significant changes.
I would say for opportunities, I think the main thing is because there is such a proliferation of programs and they're so available, they're plentiful, and so many of them have been beautifully designed by people who live in that world, and to consumers, they're just largely they are the same and they are complex. And I think the opportunity remains, and it's been this way for a while. The simplification is absolutely necessary to a consumer level. Behind the scenes in the finance department, that could be as complex as you want it to be. But I think the consumer proposition, for it to be simplified, is absolutely the opportunity for anyone who can get that right. And that's something we always strive to do. And at GHA, we made sure our currency is as simple as we could get it. We made sure the tier structure is as simple as we could get it. The benefits are unified enough that it's simple enough to just know I'm this member, here's my benefits. I think the programs that, when we say that, when I was just mentioning how they keep expanding and adding more and more, on the one hand, people like that, but then again, what sticks? And if you get something too much, it's such a hodgepodge of stuff. Again, how does a consumer remember that you're different and this is how it works, and this is why it's valuable, why it's important, and why it works for them? Just making that so clear, not just in the messaging, but in the true value proposition, for it to be so straightforward and simple is a huge opportunity.
In loyalty programs in particular, I think there's like I said, a shift from this transactional value that and value proposition that we've had in the past to a brand new conversational relationship-based e-commerce done through let's just say exchanges. And this is going to be just accelerating. It's no longer going to be one size fits all. Conversational commerce relationships are going to be key. The other aspect in 2026 is going to be, once again, continuing on reducing that complexity fatigue. and making sure that loyalty speaks to everyone. Another aspect is the diversification of revenue streams. I think customers really expect more than the core value proposition. So in our environment in hotels, loyalty is definitely evolving to alliances, multi-vertical, let's just say partnerships, where pre-post stays are just as important as the enduring stay. And providing that choice of selected partners is really, really important for our members. And they've said that they want to continue on this journey. So, and the last part is around experiences. Once again, it's not only about experiences, it's how you deliver these experiences. So we are going to be launching, for example, a brand new experiential platform. And without this platform, without the content and the UX, you can talk about experiences as being part of loyalty. It's how you deliver it that will really make the difference.
In 2026, I think the focus will be on these smaller, more deliberate boutique style programs. So again, coming back to that relationship, coming back to the dialogue that we have with our members, also making sure that we can deliver the promise that we have offered, that we are flexible, that we have lifestyle orientated offers and value, moving from a points engine into a relationship platform.
So far, we mostly use artificial intelligence to analyze our customers' data and to understand our customers, make some recommendations. And also we support with our analysis with generative AI. But this year, a new concept is introduced, agentic AI. We haven't used agentic AI so far, but it has a more powerful tool because it not only analyzes our data, but it also has the ability to act and make some decisions. So we can improve our AI leverage one step further. If a high-value customer shows a sign of disengagement, one AI agent can automatically trigger a personalized incentive to keep our customers in the system. And agentic AI will have value for both sides. Our customers can get relative timely rewards from our loyalty system. And also we can use our costs, our loyalty costs in an efficient way by distributing these rewards effectively. So that in the coming year, I believe agentic AI will be one of the top opportunities.
For 2026, KM Malta Airlines and KM Rewards are very much focusing on the kind of everyday trend that more and more programs are focusing on. We're doing it a little bit differently in that we're making our program into a lifestyle program, and you will see a revamp of the brand. You will see the tone of voice changing, and the way that we communicate about the program will evolve as well. And really, it's about making sure that for the local members that live in Malta and the visitors to Malta, whether they be occasional visitors or frequent visitors, the program is still relevant to them and that its relevance just continues to grow. The fact that you can never go down to a zero balance certainly helps, but having a network of partners where you will easily be able to earn and burn, and it all be powered by the KM Rewards app, is going to be pretty transformative in terms of how we look at loyalty.
So just recently, I talked with my team, and one very clear opportunity that I see that maybe we are changing from the loyalty program focus to the currency focus. So earlier, you will see that loyalty program try to expand the partnership network or the collision using the same brand name. But I actually see some first movers. They go from the loyalty collision to currency collision, and that impressed me a lot. And actually, we also planning to earlier we defined ourselves as an airline-led collision loyalty program. But now we are changing. Maybe next year we will. It is not approved yet, but we are submitting to the Madam President a plan that change the model of the loyalty from collision to a currency collision. And we also looking at some new model, which is a paid loyalty. Currently, you see that we are trying to provide a free loyalty program for the members, but maybe we are creating a sub-brand that provide a premium loyalty for some of the customers because we see that when they pay for the loyalty tiers or loyalty status, they will be more engaged, and they will spend more. And we also see some expansion to the new industries, to the loyalty expansion to the new industry, which is very untraditional. So can you imagine that we just receive a partnership from a very unique partner that provides funeral service? So I also see that we are expanding to very new and unique custom partner industry.
I think I spoke about like the reaching out to a broader audience. I think there is still more opportunities to do a stronger integration of the programs within the daily life of our members. I also mentioned that we had during last year that we launched and still are developing a partnership with Scandic. So I think that's also an opportunity to launch these power partnerships and create more value together. Then I think it's also something that I think it's a very fun topic that we probably could talk about for days. Emotional loyalty. I think that programs are also becoming more conscious about emotional loyalty and about how to drive it, both on a maybe smaller scale, you know, in the meeting with the members, but also on like a larger, more scalable way with digital solutions.
I think in the main view about the next year and loyalty in general, I think the opportunity it's the collaboration. I think it's important between the programs and all of the industries talk more between us. We need to connect our programs. We need to understand our programs and connect the customers with that. We need to create more landscape and ecosystems to share with the customer and create some kind of world of loyalty between some programs to make easy the life of our customers. I think today we are launching a lot of loyalty programs. I don't know, the retailers, the restaurants, all of the retail actors are creating loyalty programs and are more and more and more IDs for that customer. And I think we need to create more unique ecosystem to share with the customer. And for us, I think the two things we need to understand this and for us to create more landscape with connecting other partners and creating and the big milestone I think and the opportunity to the next year is our integration with the banks in Chile with Banco de Chile, exploring new levels of understanding and partnership, and in Peru with launching a new deal with a new bank, really important in Peru, with a co-brand card for the second half of the year. And I think that is our biggest opportunity, especially in Peru.
There is an interest for consumer-facing companies, but also business organization to ride more on loyalty to drive increased lifetime value from their customers. I believe, though, that the way of approaching that has evolved. I think there is much more awareness from the loyalty experts that this cannot be a solo game. There needs to be an ecosystem that the members of our programs can access, and it's very difficult for one company to have it all. So in a way or another, partnering is an opportunity, continues being an opportunity, in my opinion, even a bigger opportunity for 2026 for loyalty program to be relevant, right? Because the challenge of having a loyalty program is that, the construct of the loyalty program is analytically is very interesting and very appealing. There is value being given away, but the failure comes because sometimes these programs, they don't make a tick, they don't make a dent into consumers' mind share. And by partnering up with others, there are better chances because you have on one side additional storefronts to promote your programs. On the other side, you can ride on the interest that is there on your partner's brand and story to eventually also get interest into your own organization and program.